Hi everyone, this is Hugh Norfolk over here. Mr. Josh unfortunately couldn't join us, but this is the 11th episode of Ready Up. We got a couple unique things on this Ready Up. We're going to be talking with Miss Anna about cosplay, some community clips, World v. World, PvP. We got a lot of stuff here. I'm here today with, like I already said, our resident cosplayer, Miss Anah, and then as well as Miss Boettiger,
Hello.
Jessica Boettiger.
Hello.
So we're going to jump right into it. We're going to jump straight over to Miss Anah going over cosplay. So, Miss Anah, thank you for joining us as well.
Thank you. Very happy to be here.
Awesome, I appreciate it. So we wanted to invite you here because you actually came to our party last year and made a big splash, right? you were in your same Sylvari outfit and it was great. So we decided to have you back here. But we just wanted to kind of go over just cosplay in general and just get some. We had some questions from the community and questions from us just about what cosplay is. So one of the questions is, what is cosplay?
So cosplay is a word. It's a word combination of two words. It just means costume and playing. So it's just basically, everyday people donning costumes of their favorite character or from video games to shows or whatever media, something of a geeky nature, and just wear them and pretend that you're the character for a day, or however long you stay in your cosplay.
Awesome.
Yeah.
That's really cool. Yeah, Mr. We were laughing because we were like, yeah, closest thing we got to cosplaying is in game at least is in the new wardrobe system. So that's why another reason why we wanted to bring you on.
It is really fun to play dress up.
It really
in the
is.
new wardrobe system.
It really is.
Yeah.
So, how long have you been cosplaying?
I've been cosplaying about 4 years. I have a apparel design background.
Oh.
So when I started working, stopped working, it was natural for me to kind of explore the cosplay world and use my, knowledge into making costumes and sewing and make costumes.
Awesome.
Yeah.
What has been your favorite project that you've worked on in cosplay?
I don't really have a favorite project. Every one of my cosplay, has sleepless nights and total heartaches when projects fail. But my current cosplay is now, what I remember the most. It would be like Sansa Stock's cosplay. I make Sansa's wedding gown cosplay for Emerald City Comic Con. So that is my latest cosplay that I feel that I'm really connected to the character. There is different components to cosplay, but the hardest part is making the neck wrap, which tells Sansa's story, her beginning from, Stock and Tully, and then as the neck wrap goes up her neck, it shows Lannister's control over her. So costumes that tells the story really inspires me.
That's awesome. So how long did it take you to make that outfit?
Took about 6 months.
Wow.
Yes.
Wow. So,
working on my free time took a long time.
Sure,
yeah.
sure. So where would you start on that project? Where did you?
I did a lot of research. I watched the show. Took a lot of screen captures. It took a lot of planning for researching the techniques, embroidery, hand embroidery, or machine embroidery, things like that. So that's gathering resources and techniques and watching tutorial definitely is a good place to start.
Awesome. So today, obviously, you're cosplayed as a Sylvari.
Yay!
Is your in-game character?
It is. My in-game character, her name is Pacifica, and she is in the Sea of Sorrow. Oh, there's me. She's on the Sea of Sorrow server, and she is an elementalist. That's me.
Awesome. So how long did it take you to make? This cosplay?
This one took about 3 months. I was not working at that time, so I had a lot of leisure time to just pour all my resources and time into making it.
Awesome.
I wish that one day I would finish the staff. But
Staff would be.
I know, dragon staff. What?
So what was the hardest thing to make on this costume?
It's actually my wig. My character, never simple. It has this ponytail situation, and of course given by its nature. I don't have leaves growing out of my head. I had to construct it out of fabrics and things I can buy in the craft store and then paint it to the color theme.
It's unfortunate I have leaves around my head. It was actually very sad. I just have to cut them off.
This is his wig.
Yeah, it's my wig.
wears.
This is actually my wig. I have the leaves growing out, which is it's just terrible. But
Well,
yeah,
you would be a perfect safari.
that's right. But yeah, like I mean, we have her on the screen right now. Is the wig and the back side of that, and I mean, it's extremely detailed. I mean, obviously you're seeing the pictures, but being watching her walk around and then seeing it firsthand, it's extremely impressive.
Thank you.
Extremely impressive.
Thank you.
So, on the next slide here, we have some of the other things you did, and I mean, I was looking at the the red princess there, and it just looks awesome. I mean, that's a lot of detail. There's a lot of detail in these things. So, how did you get into cosplaying? What inspired you to start cosplaying?
I really like playing video games. I just love it. I love the the cinematics and the mood, the immersiveness of like video games, especially these days. And a lot of times when I see the costumes that the character wear, especially my favorite character, is very inviting for me to become that character. Not only control the movements, but actually becoming one with the character. So when I have the knowledge of sewing and things like that, it's only natural for me to merge my professional experience with my hobby.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So actually, a lot of people ask this question. Actually, it was when my little sister kind of got into cosplay a little while ago, and she always asked, like, she asked some of her friends, like, would you recommend, as a professional cosplayer, would you recommend people who are trying to get into cosplay to get costumed, like commissioned costumes, make their own, or store-bought? Like, what would be the best way to go about that?
There's really no best way to go, I feel. Cosplay, for me, is just a way to express your love for the character or for the theme or for the series. You can buy things and wear them to a con if that makes you happy. It's also like a very social event. You
Sure.
go to cons and you hang out with friends and do things like that. So I know that in the cosplay community, people would say, oh, you purchased that. But for me, it's just, I buy shoes to make my cosplay. As part of my cosplay, a lot of times I would just buy the shoes. It's just a limitation of technique, but that doesn't stop me from becoming the character
Sure.
and spending times with friends.
Awesome.
Yeah.
All right, so what's the next convention that you're looking actually to go into?
Actually, today, right after this, I'm gonna head over to SecuriCon. It is happening in Seattle right now throughout the weekend. So.
But before we get into the awesome Llama finisher and the World v. World matchup stuff, there was a couple questions about the feature pack that I just wanted to kind of go over and clear up some things, because a couple of things weren't 100% clear.
Yep.
So first thing that came up a lot was reward tracks and how people were playing a custom arena and they seemed like they were getting locked out. Mm-hmm. So what we did for custom arenas is you can only complete 25% of a reward track. Now it's more, I guess it's worded incorrectly. It's more of you can only get progress towards any of your reward tracks 25%. So let's say, I know because I set these numbers, you get 5,000 essentially experience towards any reward tracks in a custom arena. Now, this does not pertain to solo and team arena. So if you're locked out in custom arena, you can go play solo and team, and that is and still progress. And if you play in solo and team, it does not affect your custom arena. So if I play 8 hours in solo arena, I won't go to custom arena and be blocked.
Yep.
New players in PvP. This is another one that keeps going around. First things first, be welcome to our new players. A lot of these players are from PvE or even returning PvP players who are coming back for the feature pack. The point, we want to grow our community, and we got to be nice to our community to do that. I see there's a lot of things saying like, hey, I'm back to PvP, and people are saying that I'm a noob and all that. And that's, it's not fair to do that to new players. Right? Let's love each other. Let's love our community.
Be excellent to each other.
Be excellent to each other. But yeah, anytime you see a new player, try your best, to be understanding of that. They may not understand as much as that maybe you have if you're a seasoned PvP player. Mm-hmm. Instead of being upset with them, try to help them and make them better. So maybe next time in a few months, they may be on your team or across from you, giving you a good fight.
It's good advice.
Yep. Players should arm. Good old Josh. Players should arm themselves with the introductory guide on the forums that Josh has made. It has, I believe, a bunch of information from a bunch of top players for new players. So if you go to the forums, if you're a new player to PvP, go to the forums, check it out. It gives you a lot of really, really helpful information, kind of to get you started, as well as I believe there's builds and all the other things on there to help you.
Yep.
Also, top players' names that are very, very helpful that you can just get on there and just talk to. Josh kind of wanted me to go over this, but I don't know many classes other than my warrior, because I'm a warrior noob. But he wanted me to talk a little bit about the meta shifting in PvP. Pretty much just talking about how Celestial Amulet has really opened up a lot of builds.
Yes.
A lot of builds in PvP, which is really nice. People are saying conflicting impressions of Hambo warriors. I mean, Hambo's Hambo. I love it. I play it. But you know what? I feel like it's definitely getting closer. It's closer to where it should be, right? It's not the face roll it used to be, which is good.
Yeah.
I think it's definitely in a much better place, personally. Also, make sure you're watching Tournament of Legends and ESL every Thursday. All that stuff can help you watch the metas because you'll see those guys using different builds. There's actually a bunch of different builds we saw in the last ESL, which was yesterday.
Yep.
So keep that up. Last thing I wanted to touch on for PvP stuff is Courtyard. People are very interested in Courtyard, and we want to hear from you guys. Post in the forums, let us know what you think. It's not out of the realm of possibility of becoming a sanctioned game mode, but right now we're just kind of
Possibly team deathmatch.
yeah, team deathmatch arena. Who knows? I just think that what we really want right now is just to hear from you guys. Let us know what you guys think. Do you hate it? Do you love it?
I'll
Do you want
say
some
right
more
now,
of it?
I love it. I love that my only objective is to kill.
It's very simple. It's very mindless,
Yep.
but it's fun.
Yes.
It is a lot of fun. I will
Yep.
say that we were playing for the PAX Prime. PAX Prime, it was Jessica, Ms. Boettiger, and I playing over there. We were just having fun with the press and whatnot. But we played for many hours on Saturday.
Many hours.
Many hours, but it was fun the whole time.
Yeah.
So
I didn't get tired of it.
but definitely let us know what you guys think, right? I mean, it's very simple, right? It's very dumbed down. It's just team deathmatch, just smash faces and
Yep.
get points and win games.
Yep.
So, but let us know what you guys think. We really like to hear from you guys. That's pretty much all I got. Why don't we go ahead now? The moment of truth. Moment of truth. Let's go ahead and check out the Llama finisher.
Yes. It's just, I'm speechless.
It's just magical.
It's marvelous. Yeah.
I will be purchasing that.
I will absolutely.
All my money,
purchase-
Arena.
Yep.
All my money. I'm super excited about that. The first time I saw it without all of the effects and stuff like that, it was just the animation of the
Yeah.
Llama. I was like, oh, this is great. And then they did the rest, and I was like, all right, just take my money.
Having a llama dance on your corpse is pretty
It's-
much insult to injury, but it'll be great out in the competitive field. So
I think so. I think it's definitely going to be a lot of fun. So the last thing we have here, and one of the main reasons I brought Miss Jessica on, you know what? I think we should. You want to show the Llama one more time? You know what? Let's just.
Can we?
Can we just give it one more time, please? I think the stream deserves one more.
Yeah.
Let's give it one more time. All right.
so good.
Now let's do it one more. No, I'm just kidding. All right. No. So now we're back. We're going to talk about World v. World standings
Yep.
in the tournament. So obviously, if you don't know, or if you do know, World v. World's having their season.
Spring 2014 tournament.
Awesome. And I brought Ms. Boettiger on because I wanted her to, one, give insight in the matchups that are going on right now, kind of what's happening. I know a little bit of, we mostly know NA. We're going to jump over to EU and just touch on that, but I don't know too much about it.
Unfortunately, yeah, we don't get a ton of time to play on European shards, so it's difficult to keep up without just monitoring forums and the site we have that gives matchup data. It's hard to keep tabs on everything that's going on over there, but we have seen some pretty significant movement from some worlds that were lower ranked and are climbing the ladder, so that's exciting to see.
Yep.
Matchups this tournament are in particular much more improved from our first season, and this is because we switched over to the Swiss style matchups.
Yes.
So we're seeing closer fights, better matchups in general, and it's very exciting.
I think it was definitely a good move in the right direction.
Yes, absolutely.
All right, so we're on the NA matchup here. I'm looking at it. It looks like we have a couple outliers that have been moving up quite a lot. So we got Emma Rock obviously doing their thing against Emir Bay and Evan Terrace. They've been doing really well. Darkhaven showing up, showing why they're in that bracket right there because
Yeah, they've.
But it's still a close match though, which is good. Even though they're going against the 20th and the 22, like it's a pretty good matchup.
Yeah, it looks close.
So it actually, if we want to, we're gonna look up because I mean, obviously, Gate of Madness is doing really well. Crystal Desert doing really well. Those matchups are very close together in all those brackets, which is very nice. But we have a couple outliers here. Yak's Bend kind of dropped a little bit. No, they stayed in the same bracket. It looks like. Oh, no,
I
they
will
dropped
say
one.
my homeworld of Northern Shiver Peaks has climbed up into the next tier, which is pretty exciting.
Yeah,
for
it's
us.
it's not too far off. I mean, they're giving them a run for the money, even though they were ranked 14th, which was I believe 2 brackets down.
Mm-hmm.
They've jumped up 2 tiers, which is really really good.
Yep.
So then we got up here, Henjin and Ravi comes up. They were down.
They made big moves.
Yeah, they made a big move, and it looks like they're going to go up to tier 2 with
Yeah.
how they're doing. They're destroying Fort Espenwood and Stormblood File, my old home.
Yeah.
My old home getting
Where are
bodied.
you at now, Hugh?
Actually, it's funny. I was actually going on. I started on Blackgate before this season,
I remember.
and because I wanted to see what it was like to be on the best. No, I'm just kidding. But then I actually went to Toast, Tarnished Coast, because
Tarnished
actually a couple of my guildies and my friends actually jumped over there, so I went to Tarnished Coast. But I'll talk about that in a second because that's an interesting matchup going on
It
there.
is indeed.
But then we have our solid tier 2. CSR is just killing it, right? Just killing it.
Yeah.
Dragon Branding and Maguma doing very, very well to keep up. But obviously CSR is just destroying it right now. But here's the funny one. Here's the one that I was excited to see because Blackgate kind of took their time off before the season started. And when the season started, they went hard.
Yeah.
They brought everybody back and they started really doing well. But because of the World v World, Jade Quarry and Tarnished Coast kind of came together and they said, hey,
They formed an alliance.
they went and made an alliance and they said, listen, we will fight each other, but we will destroy Blackgate.
Yep.
Because we do not want them to win.
Yep.
And it's very interesting because even the community clip you saw, Blackgate's still a beast.
Yeah.
Like they're still a beast. And they will fight to the bitter end.
They fight a good fight.
But it is interesting to see, that the two alliances, the alliance between the two worlds, to take on the monster that's Blackgate. Because I believe Blackgate actually won. They won last season, and it was a blowout. They won every single one, which was, it was good matchups. I mean, they were the alpha.
Yeah. Well, I think we're seeing a lot of interesting behavior in this tournament, especially with the Swiss style matchups.
Yes.
But also giving free transfers at the beginning.
Yes.
We want to encourage server loyalty and fighting for your world, but we understand that people want to move around at the same time. So I think that's brought in some interesting gameplay. We see Henjev Dinravi has really climbed the ladders, and
Yeah.
that could potentially be from a lot of people at the beginning of the tournament deciding, hey, we want to try to help out this world and see if we can have a better standing starting anew. So that was a cool part of the tournament, and I think we're really seeing that effect in these matchups. And I'm just so pleased to see how close these fights have been.
Yeah. No, I completely agree. I mean, it's nice to see.
There were a lot of blowouts in
Yes.
season 1, and there's a lot more mobility for servers to
To move up.
climb up. Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. So it's been really exciting.
Yeah, I will say that there was definitely a lot of big blowouts, but they don't seem to be having that anymore, which is nice. Like there's still a couple big
Yeah, I
big
think-
swings, but it's not nearly as bad as it was.
Yep.
So, which makes interesting matchups, right? Like that, the community clip where Blackgate's fighting a bunch of people, right? Like before, it'd be like Blackgate would stomp somebody, and it's just not fun to be on the receiving end of that, and it's not fun to be the one who's just stomping and not doing anything. So,
Yeah.
the good matchups, I think, like being able to actually ally with somebody because of the Swiss style matchup is really
Yeah,
awesome.
that's cool gameplay. One more thing I wanted to comment about that I think has improved these matchups in the tournament overall. We greatly reduced the numbers for the tournament achievement requirements.
Yes.
So we looked at metrics from last season, and we wanted to ensure that a larger group of players would be able to obtain the meta achievement
Yes.
during the tournament. So we brought down the numbers, and I think what's happening is people are getting in, maybe a lot of casual players are getting in earlier in the tournament to kind of finish up those achievements just so that they can get the rewards for that.
Sure.
But then the really hardcore WoW warriors are left back to fighting for the PPT. So
Yeah.
I think it's a good mix, a best of both worlds, where casual players can still participate and get a taste of world versus world and work towards those achievements. But hardcore players, I mean, you just spend a few hours in there playing the game, and before you know it, you're at your meta. So.
Yeah, I think it is nice to make it so. I mean, a lot of the feedback we got from the last tournament was these achievements were just too hard. Right? Too hard to obtain.
It's difficult to find the right number.
Yes.
Because we want it to be a challenge, but we don't want to force you to grind it. So it's an ongoing
it's an ongoing design.
lesson. Yeah. So.
And the good thing is, like you said, I think we've hit a better spot, for this one. But it is nice to see a lot of the players with the feedback would be like, hey, I actually got a bunch of rewards, got a bunch of things, and it's actually kind of fun. I'm gonna keep playing.
Yep, that's the other thing is we put many rewards. Well, every achievement in the tournament has a reward tied to it when you complete it. So if you don't happen to finish the meta, you still are getting rewards throughout the tournament. So that's also a good thing.
I agree. So I was gonna go over to the EU matchup, but it looks like the matchups just turned.
Oh, did they?
Yeah, they just turned, so it's going to be hard for us to commentate on exactly how that's going. I know there's a couple big runs that that teams have made.
Yep.
To strive to go up and down, but as of right now, I mean, 60 points and 64 points. It's really hard. Man, that's a great swing that the blue team's got there.
Yeah.
So I think we're going to have to go. Maybe next time we'll have to do that.
Yep, I think
first.
you're right.
But hey, I really appreciate the EU guys just slamming it out. I mean. A lot of these teams we've seen go up and down a lot, and it's good to see these guys doing their best to continue to move up.
Yeah.
So, but all right, guys. I mean, that's pretty much all we had for this one. I think that one of the big things we've heard from you guys already. Let's play that llama. Just play that llama. Play that llama one more time. Give me one more. All right, guys. That's 3 llamas. I don't think it gets any better than that. We can't sign off any better than that. So, all right, guys. This is Ready Up episode 11. Miss Boettiger and myself.
Thank you for having me.
Not a problem, Miss Boettiger.
Keep fighting the good fight in World versus World, and remember that the tournament ends on May 30th. So you still have quite some time to finish your meta. We are, as you know, offering a lot of really cool rewards, new weapons. So do try to get that meta.
I mean, unique skins for your wardrobe.
Yep.
Also, make sure keep stomping people in PvP.
Look forward to that llama finisher.
Look forward to that llama finisher. Keep progressing your reward tracks. Keep ranking up. Make sure you watch all the media for all the media sites for Guild Wars 2 for the next stream that's going to be going out. Again, I'm Hugh.
I'm Jessica.
This is us. Ready Up is over. Have a good one, guys. See you guys online.